already done it for us. It's only temporary. And somebody ought to be rejoicing right now to know that I'm not staying in this situation too much longer. Things are not going to be the same too much longer. What I see is not going to be the way it is too much longer. It's just a delay, which means it's just a temporary interruption of time. You see, I love how God works. You see, we operate, or our operation of time is based on minutes. It's based on hours. It's even based on age. You ask people all the time, how old are you? They'll give you some numbers that you know that can't be right. I mean, too long for you to be still that age. Some of us, what time is it? And some of you are about to probably ask a question still right now. What time is it? And how soon will she be done? So that's the way we operate on a daily basis. But how many of you know that God operates outside of that level of time? God is not limited by seconds. God is not limited by age. God is not limited by minutes. But God has a totally different perspective on time. As a matter of fact, God exists outside of time, but will work with people who are in time. Isaiah 55, 8 and 9 says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways, saith the Lord. My ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Jesus himself, in the first miracle in John chapter 2, verse 1 to 4, he was concerned about time. When his mother came to him and she said, listen, there's no more wine left. Jesus turned to her, what did he say? Woman, my time has not yet come. But then again, Jesus recognized that there's a time and there is a time. Because in John chapter 12 and verse 23, he heard him saying to Philip, the time has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. So there's always a right time. And we don't always understand what God is doing in our lives, especially when you're going through the rough times in your life. But you've got to understand that God is not operating according to your clock. He doesn't have a stopwatch, but he's got you on his mind. Galatians 6 and verse 9, it says, do not be weary in doing well, for in time or in due season we shall reap if we faint not. And saints of God tonight, people of God, we've got to recognize that this is not fainting time. This is not time for people just to be finding us and telling us to stand and be awake. But this is time for us not to grow weary, because we know that there is a God that will reward us in spite of where we are and what we are going through. Look at verse 12 of this story.